Well, we're here on this Good Friday afternoon. Hello, everybody. I think we have
Hello.
one person watching.
Yeah.
Right. So, do you want to introduce yourself first, Ness?
Yeah, okay. So I'm Ness Bear. I'm a psychotherapist. I live and work in the Lake District in the UK, and I work with children, adolescents, and adults. I also run workshops in nature reconnection and ecotherapy and bushcraft and forest school and different things to do with nature and getting outdoors. I'm a mountain leader as well. So lots of kind of outdoor nourishment things as well as psychotherapy. Yeah.
Okay.
How about
And I
you?
suppose I'm just going to quickly ask you about what do you have happening on the 6th of April?
Oh yeah. So on the 6th of April, I have a I have a workshop happening with yoga and nature reconnection and different things in the Lake District. It's just for a day, so from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. A day to kind of relax and reconnect and just reset, really. Yeah,
Cool. And I received my card deck today, which is gorgeous.
that's so exciting.
Yeah. So I'll introduce myself. Hi, everyone. I'm
Great.
Emma Radway-Bright. I'm a counsellor, psychotherapist, and qualified life coach. I'm based in London, but I work exclusively online with adults who've experienced trauma, PTSD, um, anxiety, relationship problems, and I also specialize in working with parents who have had a child not delivered to term,
Mm,
which includes post miscarriage and post abortion support. Yeah, and I've been practicing in private practice full time since 2019, but
wow.
been in practice like part time since about 2015, so
Mhm.
coming up to 9 years. Um, yes, and I suppose to tell everybody, Ness and I met when we were training with Babette Rothschild back in 2018.
Something
About six
like
years
that.
ago, we were on
Yeah.
the same course, and we've gone on to support Babette in her training because it all moved online during the pandemic and has stayed online. And we help in the training of other therapists to work with trauma and, in various somatic tools to work with clients. Um,
Yeah.
and having had so much time together training other therapists, we then decided to start. Well, I suppose both of us have a passion in self care and
Mm,
working with clients about how they take care of themselves. And last year, we had our first retreat that we
yeah.
organised in October for helping professionals, not just therapists, anybody that's in a helping career, be they nurses, paramedics, mentors. There's a gamut of people that are helping professionals. And we had this 1 day retreat in the Lake District at an absolutely beautiful location, which
Yeah.
Ness found
Mm,
because it's in her
mm,
local area. And I think a lot of people loved it. We had a great time. And
yeah.
since then, we've been having discussions about how we can broaden what we're doing to help people further.
Yeah.
I suppose that's why we're now launching our monthly group for helping professionals. So,
Yeah.
Ness, do you want to tell people a bit about the group?
Yeah, so we just felt like an ongoing group. So the days are wonderful, and we're planning some more as well. We've got one kind of planned in June, in person, and also some online as well that are more kind of
Mm.
like a chunk of a day, but or two even. But we also thought that that kind of ongoing self-care and check-in and yeah, providing some of that really would be really important because often supervision is focused on clients, or there might be like a little bit about how what's going on for the clients is affecting us, but not really about the sort of specific often about how do we self-care, when we are working with trauma all the time, when we're working in those kinds of environments with people. And sort of similarly with therapy, where it felt like there might be like loads of stuff, personal stuff that might come up with clients that we might talk about, but it might not be more about kind of strategies or ways to deal with sort of specific clients or cope in specific situations. So we felt like there was a bit of a gap there, and we kind of wanted to meet the gap, really kind of wanted to step into that place. So what we have thought about is, and we kind of thought about what we would like, you know, what how would we have benefited, or how would we benefit from this? So we thought that mostly monthly sessions. They're going to be on the last Monday of every month at lunchtime, because we also thought sometimes you get in from work and you've got like something like this to do. It just feels like, I just want to get the tea on, I just want to have a bath or something. So we thought lunchtime would be good. So it's between 12 and 1, which is UK time, on the last Monday of every month. And we're going to share different tools like regarding to self-care, so that people kind of have like a real good sort of solid, robust toolkit of how to look after themselves really when they're helping professionals, as well as like knowledge and insight, and also sort of support as well. But we won't be focusing on sort of, it won't be like supervision where they're talking about individual clients, but more about how we sort of take care of ourselves.
And I think also for people that aren't counsellors or psychotherapists or psychologists, any kind of helping profession where you're working, taking care of people as your main role in your job, this is going to be different from like your one-to-one with your managers and stuff, like, because you're not going to have one-to-ones where anyone's asking you, and how are you taking care of yourself? You know, fortunately, you know, society isn't really set up for that. And I think that's part of why we were really motivated to widen it to helpers and call it helpers, because otherwise we'd have a really long title. But so it's self-care for helpers. And it's just being able to have that one last Monday of the month for an hour to come together as a group. And actually, because we're doing it online, it also doesn't really matter where you are in the world either, to just join and really, really learn about self-care. Because especially, you know, on Instagram and social media and the way we live, you hear a lot about self-care Sundays and things like that. But self-care underpins everything you do in your wellness practices, but just, you know, how you walk and how you breathe from day to day is an element of self-care that we don't think about. And I think Ness and I are just going to be sharing some really, really simple tools from our experiences of working with our clients and our own experiences, because, you know, I think over the years we've really honed our own self-care, because we both work with trauma. And, you know, Ness works with traumatized children, I work with traumatized adults. I know Ness also works with adults, but I mean, our jobs are really, really stressful, and we've had to really take our time to work out the things we're going to do to take care of ourselves. And this is just an opportunity to share it, I suppose, with other people, because some of it are things you haven't thought of. Because we realized when we did our one-day retreat last year, it was realizing some of the simple things that people hadn't really thought about, because we talked about sleep, you know, we talked about counter-transference and, you know, vicarious trauma. So these are all things that we're going to cover again over the year. Our first one, just checking the date, our first one, so the last Monday of April will be our first one on the 29th of April from 12 to 1 lunchtime. And I think associated either with this live or with one of our posts on both of our profiles, we'll be able to put a link to a simple Google Doc for people to register. There is a cost, because obviously we are living in a world where we have to buy milk and bread and live, but it's very simple cost because I think it's affordable for a monthly thing. You don't have to
Yeah,
sign up to all of them. There's a discount if you sign up, because I think there's 6 more or 7 more in total this year,
yeah,
because we'll be missing out some of the bank holiday Mondays,
yeah,
obviously. But so you can get a bulk buy, or you could just sign up ad hoc, because it's not a series that if you miss one and come to another, you're going to have missed something from the week before. It's each month we'll be covering different topics that are useful.
yeah, exactly. And I think the additional thing about it for me was something about when you were just talking, I thought, yeah, because a lot of that when you check in with a manager, it's a bit of a tick box
Yeah,
exercise rather than kind of specific like how to. And even with self-care, there's a bit of like, oh, don't get burnout and don't get compassion
yeah,
fatigue. But then there's not really a lot about, well, how
yeah.
and
How
like
do
the
you prevent
specifics
it?
of that.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
even what
exactly. It's just
is
like,
burnout, and how can you tell if
yeah,
you're at the ledge of burnout, because you don't want to go over the edge. You want to be able to pull yourself back, but you've got to know what the signs are.
yeah. And I think, often there's that thing, isn't there, where helping professionals, like a lot of people who work with trauma have experienced trauma themselves. So there's
Yeah.
something about as well that we want our sessions to be trauma informed, where we really encourage people to kind of individualize anything that we share so that it best suits them. So for example, I'll just give this as an example, because there's that typical thing for like self-care where people say, oh, like go home and have a hot bath. But like for some people that is really not like a
Thing,
relaxing thing to do.
thing,
Some people
or
it
it's
super
not
is.
possible. Yeah.
But like for me, I hate personally.
Yeah.
I really am not
Nothing
like.
worse.
I don't feel restful in a bath like at
Than
all. So there's something for me, like if I used to feel tired or whatever in my job, and I used to be a primary school teacher. Feels like, oh, go home and have a hot bath, and I'd be like, oh, is that my only option? Because like that is not
must
what I
be
want
more
to
to it.
do, and I will feel worse.
Hmm.
Like, and it was just like, well, how can I find out what it is
Yeah.
where I feel more in control, where I feel more in control of not being burnt out, where I feel more in
Yeah.
control of not being vicariously traumatized, where I can feel like have practical solutions to my own individual needs.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we really sort of want to sort of take that on board and offer that and find and kind of get curious about what's just right for you
Yeah.
as individuals, from like a trauma informed space where we kind of have an awareness that not like nothing fits everybody, nothing is
Exactly.
gonna,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that's really important. And I also think that what it offers is some accountability.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh yeah, I've been feeling burnt out, I'm going to take a break. And then like I dive back into work and I totally forget all about it until I'm exhausted again.
Yeah.
Whereas this is kind of like a regular check-in as a reminder, like, oh no, this is constantly important
Yeah.
because you are constantly
Important.
important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, I find as well, because a lot of people think that self-care takes like quite a lot of your time, and it can be just really simple things that you can do in a day
Yeah. Yeah.
that just make you feel better, and it can literally take 30 seconds or 5 minutes, but people don't realize that these are just the little things that help your body feel a bit more rested in the moment when you're doing stuff. So
Yeah.
it'd be really good to
Exactly.
share. I'm really, really looking forward. We have so much content, but I don't know how we're going to get it all in an hour.
Yeah.
We have to
Yeah,
restrain ourselves, but and it would
absolutely. But
also be good to have, within a group, because it's a monthly group, if people
mm,
come month on month, and hopefully be able to form a little community that are supporting each other, and
yeah.
how have you been, like how have you really
Mm,
been, as opposed
mm,
to, oh, I'm fine, but
yeah.
really talking about what have you done to help to support yourself? Do you need anything from the group
Mm,
that can help you with ideas?
mm,
And have little breakouts with depending on the exercises we're doing, because we did some
yeah.
amazing stuff on our day retreat, but hopefully we get to do some with people online as well.
Yeah,
And there
absolutely.
might be days that, we might send out emails to everybody that bring a pen and paper or some coloring pens
Yeah.
to your group next, our next group and stuff like that, just to teach people. There's something for everybody, I think, in
Mm.
what we're offering.
Yeah.
So anyone who's a helping professional, you don't have to be a counselor or a psychotherapist or a psychologist, just any career where you're, really caring for people and helping
Mm.
people can lead to burnout and vicarious trauma and just tiredness. We're all working so hard all the time. So I'm hoping people will join our monthly group. And
Yeah.
like I said before, the Google form, we'll put a link to it. And it's just a simple sign up. You fill in the form with some details, choose what day you want to come, whether it's all of them or just one of them. And then I think when we get the email that we've got the form, I'll send out a little link for payment. And then just, a couple of days before you get the Zoom link and join.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Nothing complicated.
So, and there's going to be a little bit of like a bit of knowledge and theory and that kind of stuff, and a little bit of exploration and curiosity about our work.
Yeah.
And there's going to be quite a lot of kind of experiential,
Yeah.
practical stuff.
You might
Yeah.
have to move your body.
Yeah.
That's always fun, do
Yeah.
something fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're really hoping people will join us. And 29th of April is the first one.
Yeah.
We're looking
Excellent.
forward to it, even if it's just the two of us.
Yeah, we do have, I mean, it's sort of limited places, just to let you know
Oh
that,
yeah.
so that we are able to kind of give kind of individual focus as well. And
Yes.
we have had a couple of people book on. So if you are thinking about it, I would book your place relatively soon,
Yeah,
just to make sure that you get your place, really. Yeah.
definitely. So hopefully we'll be
Okay.
seeing some of you on our first monthly group.
Yeah.
And well, thank you, Ness, for sparing the time on Good Friday afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, because I guess like if you have any questions and you're watching now, you could put a question
Oh yeah.
in the little thing at the bottom that's got like a message with a question mark in. If you have a question, we can wait for a minute to see if you do.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you can absolutely message or email us with any questions about it that you
Yeah.
like. Obviously, everything that we share during the sessions are an invitation. So if it's something that you didn't want to do with the group, it might be something that you'd rather experiment with on your own.
Yeah.
That kind of thing is all totally fine. We're really relaxed with
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
But
Yeah.
then also what's said in the group stays in the group because it's all confidential. So whichever group you join will always be confidential with what you're sharing as well. So
Yeah.
it'll be fun.
It
Can't
will be
wait.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good to see you, Emma.
I know. It's been a
I'm
long
really
time.
looking forward to it. Really looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
And I suppose we're also doing another live on Monday because
Oh,
Ness's
yeah, we are.
cards are being launched, and I'm doing
Yeah.
a little exercise
Super happy.
with Ness with her wild and well-being cards that are amazing. I received my pack today,
Oh, I'm so
and
glad
I've
that
already
you got
gone
them.
through some of them. So
Good. Oh, good.
yeah,
That's exciting.
yeah.
Great.
So
Okay.
cool. So we'll see everybody. No questions have come up, so obviously we've
No
been
questions.
super
We've had
clear.
some love hearts, though. Thank you for the love
Thank
hearts.
you, everybody, and we'll hopefully see some of you in the group.
Yes,
Take
great.
care. Now I've
Okay.
just got to work out how to save this video and not delete it.
Good luck.
Have a great
Okay.
evening, everyone, and Ness. Speak
You
to you
have a
soon.
great evening too.
Take
Take
care.
care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.